Let's see, are we on? I don't think we need to have that thing recording. It says that I am. Give me a confirmation. There's confirmation. We are live. I was thinking about throwing it up on Facebook. Trying out the Blizzard streaming thing again. But with my one monitor set up, I just cannot manage watching for both Facebook crowds and YouTube crowds. Not that I'm expecting a huge crowd to come along anyway. But, you know. So we're going to go with the guaranteed settings that I have set up on YouTube. Maybe we'll do some more Facebook stuff later on. Then just upload it to YouTube. But, yeah, so I've been playing, let's say, a significant amount of World of Warcraft. As you can see, my warlock is 110. My item level is, I don't know, 820 or something. Not excessively high in the item level world. 8. But I've been seeing lots and lots of talk. From practically everybody in the warlock community. Not everybody, of course. Not every single person. Oh, okay. Well, let's not have that going. But lots of people say that warlocks are getting the shaft. Underrepresentation, maybe, from the development crew. I don't know. I don't have enough time in my day, every day, to keep up on all that. But I tell you what I have noticed. It's always been an issue. I mean, how does anyone expect Blizzard to have this class that has 3 specs that are supposed to operate on different levels? Which I will tell you right now, the specs feel different. But how are they supposed to have all those specs pushing the same amount of damage or healing or survivability and tanking, AoE threat generation, whatever the metric may be? How are they supposed to possibly get all that right? I mean, just getting them in the ballpark is good enough for me. But to get it all like completely equal, never gonna happen. I don't think it ever has happened, and I'm willing to bet that it never will happen. I could be wrong, and it could have happened in the past. I don't think it has. But are warlocks weak? Well, I can say, based off of my personal experience, that I'm usually on the middle to upper levels when it comes to charts for DPS and stuff. I spec my guy in a way that will give me the best for my buck, I guess. You know, the most appropriate spec that I could come up with for what I was doing, which would generally be like a heroic instance. At the current time. Yeah.
Together we will destroy the burning legion.
Why can't I? Oh, I gotta deactivate somebody. Okay. Okay. I don't plan on doing that. I still have too many? All these guys that I got too. I don't need you guys right now. That's kind of silly too, the whole deactivation thing. Why are we gonna have just a couple followers rather than just all of them? Last expansion had 1,000 followers, doing tons of missions all the time. Oh yeah, back to the oh, yeah, okay. Back to the topic at hand. Are they weak? Well, it's a complex situation, I think. I mean, I can't offer any kind of barometer. What the fuck? Okay, so apparently I just opened up some kind of little event. Okay. So I unlocked new looks for my dude. Oh, okay. I see. I finally have access to the third slot. I was wondering how much longer I had to wait before I got that. Yeah, sure. That's cool. I guess well, right now is a decent time to put that last slot in there, isn't it? I gotta clean all this old crap out. Let's see, what do we got? 805, 830. Oh, it's a fell type. Highest fell I have is 825. So I got one fire, it's 825. Yeah, it's fine. Just raise the item level a little bit. And the last one I have is 825, that's 805, so that's a no. And we are not going to keep those. Yeah. The DPS numbers that I'm putting out in raids or instances, I thought they were respectable. I mean, I wasn't quite expecting to be competitive with the highest level of players who've been playing more than me and have better gear than me. Now, should I be doing equivalent damage to people that are equivalently geared? Yeah. Am I? I have no idea. Um, I don't check everybody's item levels and stuff, so that's all information that I'm not really qualified to speak on. I think the real crux of the situation should not be if we're underrepresented on the terms of DPS or damage, but are we underrepresented on terms of how engaging the spec is? How does it feel? And I will say my basis for that is that destruction feels kind of as it always has. It's pretty good. It's decent. but it has. I mean, it hasn't evolved much. What the hell? Did it just? I didn't start streaming. What the fuck? I didn't do anything. You had a good sleep?
Yep. But no, Papa's gonna come pick me up.
Yeah, Memo Papa will be here later. Hey, go hang out over there for a minute, buddy. I don't know how the kid manages to wake up so early every day. But that's the thing, I guess, right? That's the life. What the hell was I doing? Yes, I think that this thing actually sent me live on Facebook too. I didn't set that up. I didn't tell it to go live. Oh, no, I'm not like. I don't know where the charger is.
No one goes.
I don't know where it is.
No one goes in the Xbox.
I am on. What the hell? I don't know where the charger is. I don't know where it is. I am
Okay.
on. What the hell? Alrighty then. God, I can't spell where the.
This one. I found it.
Oh, that.
Yeah, it was standing on like the couch. It was standing on the couch.
So yeah, I'm here doing the YouTube thing, and then apparently
You'll be back in a minute on my game. Or you?
yeah, I'll be back in the game. Apparently Facebook was like, or the Blizzard stream app, which I got put into, was like, yeah, bro, we want a piece of that too. So now I'm on both of them for the hell of it, I guess. Why not? Let me see. Let me see this. Okay, yeah, plug that in.
Yeah. And play. The charger goes in the Xbox.
I've been completely derailed from what I was talking about. But the funness.
I said stop.
Oh, I'm gonna drop it. The funness of the Warlock class.
That's
Destro, like I said, I've played Destro for years, and the current version of it feels pretty similar to what I played in WOD. So can't really complain because I thought it was solid back then. There you go.
Yeah. I just got the spin.
Alright, we gotta keep it down. Keep it down. So no complaints really about how the spec has come through on this expansion. I mean, you traded in what?
Yeah, you said look, but that's the Xbox.
Oh, my bad. Crap. You traded in your burning embers for soul shards, and the way it generates is fundamentally different, you know, based off of embers. Now somebody's calling me. Embers are I'm coming. Hold on. Who's calling me? What's up?
What's up?
Oh, streaming, talking to nobody, same old shit.
Were you talking to nobody?
Because I don't have no viewers.
Oh, there you go.
But, yeah, the classes are like, fuck, I'm completely
Yeah, I don't know how
lost.
you fix that. I don't really do much YouTube surfing myself.
Yeah, man, it's, I mean, I don't really have the, like, mass amounts of time to put into it, so I haven't really been able to build, like, a steady following. Most people don't play Heroes
Hmm.
of the Storm, and, like, maybe if I went back into League of Legends, I'd get maybe a little bit more. If I was a female, I'd probably have even more. But neither of those are a thing, so I got a steady following of a small handful of people, and that's good enough.
Good place to start.
Yeah, I was just like, I was just setting my stuff up. My boy wakes up right at the crack of dawn somehow every time I walk in, and I'm typing about that class thing being done. The next thing I know, it's like, hey, you're now live on Facebook, and I'm like, what? I didn't set that up. It's a Blizzard streaming app, man. Like I tested it out, and of course, there's no monetization on Facebook, so it's not a place to go if you want to make money. And it's obviously a beta program, so it's not finished. I would like if they could just set it up where I could stream directly to YouTube. That'd be great.
Oh yeah.
I'd be good with that because that's where my channel is. Just like, difference with YouTube and Twitch. Like, I have a Twitch account, but I don't stream on there much. And when I do, I'm just taking this stuff and editing it or like the recording of that stream and putting it on over on YouTube. So I'd rather just have it all centralized in one place. Let's see if I can figure out how to actually end this YouTube thing here. Let's see. Ah, there we go. I did it. I knew it was one of those keys. Somebody's gonna watch like that 5-minute video. I wonder if I can just remove it.
Any of you guys need to kill the Infernal Lord for the World Quest?
I soloed it.
Well, I mean, I'm gonna solo it. I just figured if somebody needed it, they could come with me.
Oh, I got you.
Where's it at?
The Isle of the Watchers. In Asuna, however the fuck you want to say it.
Man,
It's order resources.
Kieran Tor daily or emissary. That sucks.
Oh, there's a group here killing it.
I was just gonna run like a heroic real quick.
200 World Quest.
I think I'm gonna go kill Warbringer Moxna. That sounds like a good one. Oh, and the Infernal Lord's right next to it. I guess I'm gonna go down there and do that.
There's a bunch of people fucking doing this shit down here.
So, I was gonna use, I was actually talking about the context of the Warlock class, right? And how viable they are, because it's always a huge point of contention on the forums, which, you could kind of classify as just a bitch fest most of the time. But there's actually legitimate concerns about the Warlock class, I feel. Me personally, I don't enjoy demonology at all. It feels like just a lot of maintenance. The pet, you don't actually do anything yourself. It's all the pets, which I get the idea. But since when did, a master summoner have to be weak himself? Like, I just think that the balancing was all wrong. Like, you take, for example, my Incinerate and Destro. Its damage is 60k, almost 61. My Shadow Bolt and Demonology is 18k. It's a pretty big trade-off for personal damage when
Yep.
when really the demons are more or less just affliction dots with better graphics. They don't last.
Welcome to the Beastmaster Hunter Spec.
Is that pretty much the same translation? Just
It is
animals.
all your pets all day long.
I just don't like that. I guess it wouldn't be bad if it didn't feel like that's all I was doing. But it's like there's no. It was obvious with the creation of the spec that, of course, my damage for the random. Oh, somebody declined. Never mind. It was obvious by the spec that that's what they were going for. Just you were just a maintenance man for the pain train that is your demons, and it
Pain
just
train!
it
Other
doesn't.
games have done that with pet classes, but your pets are actually really fucking powerful. Like, it's an obvious amount of damage your pets are doing.
Yeah, and like I said, the pets that I'm summoning, right? I'm a master demon summoner. I tamed this amazing art. I'm just gonna leave this stupid queue. Fuck it. Um, I'm summoning, or I got the demon artifact, the Skull of Minari. I'm like the most powerful summoner that has been seen in however long. And my summons are little imps, right? Like, what the hell? How am I a master summoner? I'm summoning trash dudes that I learned how to summon at level 5. Then I got some like little Fellwalker dogs. I don't even remember what they're called because I haven't played the spec that much in a while. But it just doesn't feel like the master summoner. I feel just like a hand-me-down imp dude. So I felt more like a master summoner last expansion when I could end up getting just tons and tons of imps. Just quantity. I felt more masterful because I could handle mass armies of people. And now I just get like guys that are on like a 9-second charge time, and then they could disappear, and I don't, I gotta summon them again. It feels very hollow. And the whole point of the build is I gotta constantly keep up the demonic empowerment, and so that's like the maintenance man part, right? So I'm just constantly buffing them so they can do damage, and I just sit there and do nothing. It's like, yeah. So even if that was the highest DPSing spec for the class, I don't think I'd play it because it just feels dumb. Destro, pretty solid. Feels a lot like it did in the last expansion. Couple changes, no longer burning embers. How do I make that thing disappear? I don't know. If I can Facebook stream. Okay, where's this quest at? Is there a dude? Arcana Stalker. I'm guessing that means the guy spawns here. But Destro overall feels pretty good. Damage is strong, quick cooldowns, casts, and everything. And then Affliction is like could be better. I like that they had the idea to put more focus on damage over time spells being stronger. but then it doesn't seem like it executed properly. And then I log into my level 100 Demon Hunter, and I absolutely crap my pants with how freaking awesome they are. So I was like, man, I'm out here, because I went and did the old things like we used to. Run all the old raids, tried to get the, the drops. I didn't think I was going to start doing it already, but I did. Because I was like, oh, I got like 2 hours left before I got to go sign those contracts and stuff, and I ain't got time to really get too deep into something else, so let's just do some old content. And it
It's
was
good money.
good money, and I didn't get anything out of it as far as like drops, but it it felt slow as usual, like the warlocks always kind of trudging, and I'm always begrudging the shamans who can just whip on past me in their bullshit wolf form and all that stuff. So like, let's try it on the demon hunter. Let's see how much mobility he actually has. So I get him to his first artifact weapon, which I picked the DPS one, and I get out there into some of the old raids, and dude, it's fucking amazing. It's amazing.
Just try playing a paladin. Oh my god, the mobility we have nowadays is awesome.
It was like the demon hunters. They have that fell rush. That's 10-second cooldown, 2 charges, and then they got the one that's kind of like a disengage. But you can jump and then flip, turn your camera the opposite direction, and just use it to keep going the direction you want to go. So you technically have 3 jumps. You just gotta kind of acrobat the keys a little bit. And
I love the glide they got built into their kit.
yeah, and the glide, yeah, right. Like, how many times do demon hunters die running around that stupid zone up in the north? What's that called? High Mountain. How many times do they die? Probably never, because they got glides. And here I am having to use like goblin flying kits or whatever to avoid the untimely deaths of me of running off the ledge. And it's like, okay, I mean I get it. They get cool wingies, and some classes have cool water walking abilities. But why couldn't we give like that's like great flavor, Why couldn't we give more of that out? Why does it all have to be just functional? I like flavor stuff.
The Demon Hunter was originally supposed to be a Warlock spec.
I mean, it technically was with the demonology spec that we had for what, 2 expansions or 3 expansions with the demon form.
Yeah, they like Vengeance, the Demon Hunter spec Vengeance was supposed to be a Warlock spec for Warlock tanking, and then they just decided to make it an entire class in and of itself.
Well, they gave it to us briefly. It was Cataclysm, wasn't it?
They did. Yeah.
Dude, that was by far, like, I know a lot of people said that Mr. Pandaria was like the height of the Warlock power, but I liked Cataclysm for that period of time.
Let's be honest, the height of the Warlock power was vanilla. Like, they've done nothing but go downhill since then.
So it's funny because when I first started playing the Warlock, the reason I started playing them in vanilla was that they were considered like the weak class before I started playing them. I was like, I'm gonna play this game. I don't want to just play the class that's easy or whatever. I was coming off the Necromancer in EverQuest, and it just kind of felt right.
And Warlocks were always pretty good as far as I was concerned, especially from a PvP standpoint, which I did a lot of in vanilla. Um, and what I thought Druids were really, really weak back in vanilla. Like, unless you played Resto, you might as well not even play a fucking Druid.
No, Druids were trash. Like
Yeah.
Boomkin was a crap spec. Tanking was non-existent. So they did a good job.
Like, your tanks were warriors or warriors or warriors or warriors, usually.
Yeah, we didn't even have paladins on our side yet.
Yeah.
So, but I think warlocks came into their own probably like a patch cycle after I leveled mine. At which point I was using like a melee build on my warlock, going into was that a Rothi Basin and like meleeing warriors and killing them. Because yeah, they were pretty damn strong. I think that
They really were.
our super powered stage was Burning Crusade. That's when I had the most success.
That every class was considered superpowered back in Burning Crusade. It was kind of ridiculous, but it was like the best time because things were still difficult, but you felt like you were actually a badass at the same time.
Wouldn't BC the era of the were the seeds?
That's when Seed of Corruption became a thing. It was our level 70 talent or skill.
That's when Affliction was good.
Oh yeah, I used to arena back then, and I would do 2v2s by myself and win. And I don't remember how the ratings work compared to now, but I ended up being somewhere around like 1850, 1900 solo in 2v2s.
Oh yeah.
And all I did was Siphon Life Soul Link build.
Now, if you're a demon hunter, you can 1v5 and win.
I can't comment on that really. I did do an instance as a Demon Hunter DPS and found it to be very engaging.
It's almost near impossible to kill a demon hunter in PvP. Like, straight up.
If they start getting wrecked, they can definitely disengage pretty good. But I haven't obviously.
I would rather fight a hunter over a demon hunter.
You said Demon Hunter getting wrecked. That doesn't happen.
Really.
They're just so bursty, and they're the flavor of the moment. And they have all that fucking sustain in their kit.
It must
Now, I will say this.
come in
I've
later.
seen Affliction Warlock rip apart a demon hunter.
And I would like to know how said warlock, like they must have had like a lot of gear. So my experience so far is PvP is not kind to the warlocks right now. Like I said, it could be completely a gear thing. It likely is, since I don't have tons of versatility. But I walked in to some battlegrounds and as Affliction, and people are rolling around, million HP, whatever, tons of HP, and I'm watching my dots tick on them, and they're hitting for like 20,000, 30,000. I'm like, it would legitimately take me 5 minutes to kill that person if they were AFK.
What's your honor level?
I am level
That's
7.
going to end up making a huge fucking difference to Sexpack.
Based off of talents that I have access to.
Yeah.
Like, I take 20% I do 20% increased healing if I'm over 80% health, and if I'm under 50% health, I take 40% reduced damage. Also, anytime I'm stunned, I heal. Anytime I stun, I heal. Anytime I throw a blessing, I heal. Like, there's so much fucking shit that just automatically, inherently heals me and keeps me from taking damage.
See that, but when I look through like the warlock, like I'm looking at Destro right now because I'm Destro spec, not Affliction spec, but it's got very similar, like all the curses are the same. My essence tier, the level 6 tier, I think, essence drain, casting circle, that's the same. And then there's a couple tiers that have some similar some differences between the specs, but none of my abilities, well, I guess cremation here does additional 8% of target's total health and fire damage, but it consumes my emulate. Most of my stuff doesn't increase my damage per se, so it's more like survivability or reducing other people's damage, um, reduce the cooldown on my infernal. So I'm not really seeing like huge spikes of damage that I'll be gaining for getting up there. So I'm questioning, like, if my dots are ticking for 14k to 20k in PvP, which I did some of that world PvP to get like one of those daily quests done, and I'm I'm dueling people, I'm killing mages, but I've kind of always killed mages. And killing mage, I fought a death knight, he kicked my ass. I think it's kind of
Yeah.
inherent that he's going to, the way his class is built. But he's hitting me for like 100k, 150k shots with instant attacks, and I'm sitting here dropping 4 dots on him, trying to avoid, like, get away from him, even though he has almost like a permanent slow on me. And it doesn't seem equal, especially when he can just rip me to him with a, I'm guessing, non-talented ability, Death Grip. They haven't changed that, I'm assuming that it's still a baseline thing.
It is.
So, it's like, last time I really got invested in a PvP in this game was definitely Burning Crusade. When I could stand up to people, like, I felt at the best, the tankiest of the Warlock time, because I had access to Siphon Life for healing and Soul Link for healing. And now it just feels kind of like, they said that they put more power into my dots, but they don't feel powerful. They obviously nerf the healing when you go into PvP. So I can't really, I guess, comment too much on it. I just don't understand the system fully. But as a whole, I think Affliction can use a little bit more work. Not just because buffing numbers that's not a difficult thing, but making the spec engaging, it doesn't feel engaging to me. I do see that they kind of tried to streamline most of the classes, so most of them lost a lot of the fluff and their rotations and things. Well, speaking from a DPS perspective, were simplified. My Resto Druid has way more tools than I ever remember him having. Could be that I didn't play Resto Druid very well, I guess, in the past. But I have, I think, 7 or 8 heals, plus cooldowns, plus like I got like Shaman's Earth Shield now, I'm guessing.
I have 4 heals on my paladin.
Yeah, they've always been that way though, right? Yeah, just like, they're just like the go-to tank healers.
Last expect I had like 9.
Yeah, I don't even have her shield anymore.
Yeah, I think like they gave me a Cenarian Ward I think they gave it to me. I don't remember. I didn't play Druid that much last expansion, but I don't remember using it. But pretty much I put it on somebody. When they get hit, they get a heal over time effect. So like kind of like Earth Shield, right? It was a
Well, last
direct heal.
expansion, it was like you could only put it on yourself,
Oh.
and it was a talent.
Yeah, it's a talent still. It's just the one that I chose in that tier. But it's like I got all these tools as the druid, so it feels good as a druid. I like it. But the warlock, it's like I got a UA, corruption, agony, and then siphon life if I talent it. And after that, it's just my filler spell a lot. It doesn't. None of the spells interact with each other. You know, the generation of my resources is people say random, but from what I've read, it's actually tick based. Like every time you apply an agony to a mob, if there's not an agony already ticking, it will randomly assign you a number between 1 and 100 pretty much, and that's where your starting tick is. And then every time agony ticks, it increments by 0.13, and then when it hits 100, it gives you a shard. That's how I've read that it works. So I guess that would mean that haste would improve the efficiency of the spec, right? You could
Well, haste is the #1 side stat, I guess what you would call it.
So you get a lot of haste, and then you can get your ticks faster. Obviously, multi-dotting, multi-targets will increase the likelihood of seeing the tick. And they did some kind of
You also got soul effigy.
yeah, I was gonna say that they did some kind of special rules with soul effigy that when it does proc, it has like it checks if it was from soul effigy, and if it was, it has a 75% chance to ignore it, not give you the shard, but at the same time reset your timer, your counter. So I mean I can't, of course I didn't test it, so I don't know for sure. But that just seems really weird that you would do that. Maybe they thought that too many shards, too much generation would be a balancing issue. But I always thought that having your main mechanics that you use for your expenditures to be tied to random events or seemingly random events was just bad design. But I don't know. So Destro is the one that I've been playing because, like I said earlier, Demonology is just a no. I don't want to play the maintenance man at McDonald's for my OP demons.
So you don't have demon form at all anymore?
No. No, completely. I'm getting my ass kicked by this thing. Why is it kicking my ass?
What are you fighting?
Arcanor Prime?
Oh, yeah, that's a warden quest. That's the group.
Well, I mean, like, it shouldn't be. My threat should not have been higher than my pet.
Well, no, but that's
I
one
think
of
that's
the.
one of those ones that has its own thread table.
It also had a. That's how I had a gold dragon wrapped around his picture. So.
It's a short
I see what happened. He does a threat drop. When he does his exposed core ability, he drops threat. Or no, that's not right. My threat went down. No, I'm wrong. I don't know how I managed to pull aggro off my pet. It hasn't happened very many times this expansion. That's definitely one thing they got right. Like, I see people say that pet AI has been nerfed substantially or dumbed down, but my Void Walker seems to be doing a hell of a job.
people are bitching because they're like, my pet doesn't AoE tank. Like, your pet's not supposed to AoE tank.
And that's why I took it with a grain of salt when I logged on the Warlock forums, out of curiosity to see what people were saying was the go-to raid spec. For the longest time, it's kind of been like Destro at the highest levels until at the very end, and then Affliction somehow comes out. Is the way it usually shakes up.
You want people to bitch about uh, pet issues. I'd like to bitch about my Earth pet not being a real pet anymore.
Yeah, like why
Yeah, that's
take that
kind of
away?
bullshit.
No idea.
I mean, granted, you guys already had tons of cool stuff. Well, you used to have tons of cool stuff, then they kind of pruned it all.
Yeah.
Man, this guy's taking forever to kill.
If I knew you were doing that, guy, I'd probably come out and done it with you.
Yeah, I would have too as well.
I got a damn hunter over here barraging a single target. Is that a thing?
Yeah, boy. He's a hunt
Sometimes
hard.
you have to. It is part of their DPS routine.
Do you remember when they said they didn't like him doing that, so they got rid of Ollie?
Nah, I don't remember that. But I pay attention to hunters.
They're in the dungeons. The only button that a hunter needed was volley. It was back when they were a mana class.
Mirage has a cooldown associated with
I'd say overall, I'm pretty happy with Destro spec. It reliably gives me what I want. After I, completely redid my gear and got away from mastery.
Oh, I don't think I've seen you since I finally went to Icy Veins and looked. Yeah, so priority-wise, mastery is actually my worst stat.
And you've been picking up mastery, haven't you?
Yep.
Danger will surely rise again.
I didn't have like a lot of heroic plus gear, so it's not like I have a lot of shit I'm not too upset about replacing. But I'm supposed to be stacking crit like it's my job.
Man, where were all these order resource quests like a couple days ago?
2 days ago.
It's like they're everywhere.
Yeah. I hit a super dry spell the other day. Couldn't, not a single one up had order resources. I was fucking broke. I said, this is stupid. Yeah, like today, there's like 15 of them up at a time.
I've not really done my fucking world quest for like days because I've had so much other shit to do. So, like, I had 500 order resources, and I have a day left until I need 12,500.
I've picked up over 7,000 today.
That's what I'm hoping to get my 12,000 today, or well, 15,000 technically. So I've got something to play with.
I haven't really been seeing tons of interesting missions to send the guys out on lately. Hopefully they'll
I've got one.
evolve.
I've got a blue one for a pet.
I did one for Blackbird Colt's missive, and it's apparently part of an achievement.
I did that one too. It was a dungeon quest it gives you.
if I had to highlight like my favorite aspect of this expansion so far, is definitely the fishing artifact.
Seems Gerahad's recipe was incomplete. My alchemists think some bio might be needed to
Oh,
balance
definitely.
this out.
The wither training should be coming up today.
Fetch me some livers from the bears in the highlands. Only the fat ones will live.
I still don't know what that is because I haven't finished this zone yet.
Little variety can't hurt.
It's worth a lot of fucking rep. Like, it's literally how you really farm your rep. I might get 100% clear today on it.
Well, I'll tell you what's crazy is, and I have witness, of course, being able to solo, if I wanted to, the whale shark. Could definitely be possible. Just would take a lot of time.
Mm-hmm.
So, Josh, I didn't know if you knew this or not, but the bosses in the wither training do not suffer from diminishing returns, so you can actually chain fear them constantly.
Yes, I do. I chain fear the shit out of them.
Cheese.
No, you were complaining about how hard they hit and that they were killing everything, so I figured it might be a little help for you.
Yeah, the things that were screwing me over were the elementals or whatever they were, arcane elementals that explode, AoE explosions,
Oh yeah, when they get
and
low health.
my little dudes would just be like, yeah, we're all ranged DPS. Let's go stand on top of these guys because that makes the most sense. But then, like when I fear them, the dudes like get back in line and get back in range, run away from them. And there's also the thing that like you turn on that thing where they freak out and just start attacking everything.
Yeah.
That because when you fear things like uh, my pet and everything, they de-aggro. But if you turn on that damage booster, they just keep on attacking. So I can just sit there and chain fear, so that they can't cast their abilities and stuff, and those guys kick its ass. So there is that workaround for me.
There's a World Quest Elite Giant down on that southern isle that has a giant rock in his cave, and you got to run around and dodge his tidal wave attack he does, or it'll kill you. Well, there was a warlock in that group, and he chain feared it. So every time the guy tried to cast that spell, it just did nothing.
That's awesome. So, Steven's trip to Japan for work is finalized. He leaves September 24th, or 27th rather, and he comes back October 24th.
Nice. I didn't know any of that was happening.
Yeah, he's the vice president, or not, he's the vice production manager for his work now.
Nice.
So part of that is they're sending him to Japan to train one of the facilities out there.
Good shit.
Now,
Yep.
I don't know if you guys have done fishing much, but there's this thing I've been noticing that when I collect fish, sometimes the fish pops up in the window, but it doesn't loot it. Doesn't give it to me.
Yep.
And I've complained about that several times, but haven't really seen any kind of response on it. It just happened with a rare bait, that shark, and I've got video proof of it now, 'cause it's in my damn stream. I'm gonna send this shit to Blizzard and be like, hey, the fuck is this, man? Hey, why is this happening? You're ruining my only aspect of the game that's worthwhile right now. Because apparently warlocks can't do mythics because they get kicked out.
Are you kidding me? I take warlocks with me all the time.
Well, we're talking about the general public, right?
Well, yeah, fair enough.
I'm sure River gets into whatever he needs to. So, I saw him the other day. He's still in Blood Pact, right?
Yeah, I don't know how much that guy plays as warlock, but yeah.
Well, when back when I was playing with them, he was the boss hog of the class.
You don't really talk much.
I just got my second curious coin. Oh man.
I got 3. Oh, snap.
Nobody likes to show off, Brian.
Womp womp. What's up, little Steve? Excited about your trip?
Yeah. What's nice about the Kirin Tor Emissary, Josh, is you get to choose which rep token you want at the end of it.
Yeah, I'll go with Nightfallen usually.
Yep.
My complaint was just that, you get the dailies from the other ones, they count towards like the next one, and I didn't have any done, so I had to do 4. I don't see any PvP ones that are offering like good gear right now.
No, it hasn't been up all day. Only set piece I saw earlier was a blue. It was only like an 805. I said, I know, because I had better shit to do. And I was like, maybe I'll do that quest. I had like 5 minutes left. I was like, nope, not fucking with that. I'm definitely not doing the PvP quests that are only like 70 gold. They can suck my balls.
I got those.
I guess if I was like right there and there's other people doing it, I'd probably jump in. So do you know what triggers these order hall quests, Brian? Where just out of nowhere I just had quests again?
Like, you mean on your board?
No, like there's a glowing creature in my Anaru in my place that's giving me quests to spy on Illidan's past. But
Oh, that
like
was a time thing.
oh, okay, like he hadn't done it in like a week, so I was like, well, I don't know what's going on. Now I got a couple more. Is it like the Garrison thing? Like every week I'm gonna get like some more story things to watch.
Probably.
I have a hammer, a big
The raid comes out Tuesday, so you should be getting a shit ton of fucking shit.
Sweet.
Ah, fuck me, fuck me, fuck me, and fuck me.
Well, that
So
one
I'm about to
sentence
get my
right
fucking
there
ass
just
kicked.
completely denied my monetization of this video. Oh man. I don't know if you guys paying attention to YouTube stuff like about the demonetization party. YouTube is over stuff.
Gonna fucking die.
It's not a big deal. Dying. You're immortal.
Holy fuck. I just lived with fucking 2k HP. Like, straight up. It was like 2300 HP. That's all I fucking had.
Fuck that.
Oh
Oh
god.
my goodness.
Every one of my proc cooldowns is on cooldown.
So many fishing nodes out here.
Did you get the fish tracking yet?
Yeah. I've had fish tracking for a couple expansions.
Oh, wow. I've never really done fishing, and I fished it up at like skill level 20, and it's like you must have skill level 100. I'm like, fuck.
Yeah, I think fish tracking came out in Burning Crusade, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, it's been out for a long time. I know that. I just never really did fishing.
I'm gonna say I'm putting my money on Lich King actually.
We can fact check it. But I don't really care that much.
Right?
All I know is it's in the game, and that's all that matters.
Well, what made me think is I felt like I got it at the beginning of an expansion. BC was my first go, and I wasn't paying attention to any of that kind of shit in the beginning. I feel like I got fish tracking very shortly after I got one of those first aid books in the wild because that was new and shiny, and I was like, "Ooh, that's weird. That's not how you learn first aid, Blizzard."
I guess complaints aside from just the class itself, overall, we've already talked about it, they did I think, impeccable job with their scaling system and the instancing and everything. I don't personally play any other MMOs so I don't have the biggest breadth of knowledge on the subject. But nothing else I've played has attained that kind of, I'd say, perfection.
No, they're starting to fire on all cylinders again.
But, that's also coming off of Warlords of Draenor, which was one of my least favorite expansions that I actually canceled my subscription pretty early into.
I thought Draenor was awesome.
I didn't hate Jonor. It's definitely head and shoulders above Cataclysm. I fucking hated Cata.
I did not like Kata, and I did not like Mop.
Yeah, Mop's
Mop
another
just
one.
kind of felt generic.
Yeah, that's the one where that's the one I quit the earliest. I managed to get to max level, toyed around with the whole like running around while casting my spells stuff with all the hyper mobility that they gave me, and then was just like, yeah, I'm done. Like, not even a raid came out yet. It's like,
Yeah,
I
I
don't
didn't make
care.
it to raid either.
I will say, like, as far as Draenor goes, I really like demonology in Draenor. Yeah, at first I was like hoping Affliction was gonna be good, and it was kind of meh. Destro was still in that solid location, but Demo felt great. And when I turned on those demon bolt volleys, you knew it, because those numbers were ridiculous, and it had all that mobility attached to it, the instant cast and stuff. I was also a giant demon, and now you look at the demon hunters as like that's exactly what I should have been. On the point of like your whole Havoc thing, where originally it was a Warlock spec, which was in Cataclysm, and was probably one of my favorite times. Because you know what I remember doing? I remember actually tanking things. Because
Yeah.
they gave us those runes or whatever glyphs that turned the metamorphosis into a tanking ability with the extra armor and stamina and stuff. And we had a talent. I believe I might be crossing the streams a bit, but I'm pretty sure it was Cataclysm. But we had a talent with Drain Life that made it AoE. That was
Wasn't that Affliction
crazy.
only?
See, now that's what I'm saying is like I might be conflicting them a bit, but I remember
Yeah, I think that was a
AoE
seasonal
drain
thing.
tanking as a demon, but the demon thing that I'm talking about was attached to a glyph, so I
Well,
don't
the
know.
demon thing that if I recall, it wasn't necessarily an AOE drain life. It was a AOE like aura that healed you every time it did damage. It was a drain aura.
It could very well be. It's been a long time since that was a thing, and without having
Because
to
that was
go on
that
and
was the
looking
height
at it.
of me enjoying the warlock class.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I was like, I'm a freaking tank now. Like hell, I was the warlock tank in all of our raids for the longest time. When we needed a range tank, I was always the tank. So when they finally like kind of embraced it, made it a reality, I was super excited.
Oh, I wish they kept it. I really do. Just like I wish they kept the Crusader build for fucking warriors.
I don't know
That
anything
shit was
about
so
that.
much fun last spec. It was a prot spec where you could actually DPS.
I love this. The looking for group finder is one of my favorite things that came out in recent. Mostly, I didn't really use it much till the end of Draenor, but I'm trying to use it more for all these dumbass quests like this. Arconor Prime and his fucking bajillion hit points. I found a group that was doing it with like 20 people. Totally did wreck him in 12 seconds.
Oh yeah, like the group finder is the greatest thing ever.
Talking about unpopular news, Heroes of the Storm is looking better. Not that anybody's gonna play it.
I've played a few matches.
Season 2 went live.
I just I've been trying to play Tracer, and after playing her in Overwatch and then going to that and playing her, she's just so weak. It's like I can't do this. Like her recall not healing her, I just like that shit just drives me up a wall.
You can talent it to do it
Like
at 20.
yeah, at level fucking 20, I think it should heal her for 50% of the damage she takes, and then at level 20, if you talent it, it should be 100%.
Well, I will say they recently uh, worked on the Butcher, and he feels great. I played him a little bit on stream. Well, not my stream, somebody else's stream. And I was pulling out the MVPs every game. Having a hell of a time. Just fresh meat in everybody's ass, turning them into little stacks of blood. He's still
The
definitely kind of
Butcher
a
being the
niche.
Diablo character.
Yeah. The Diablo 3 version of him, not the Diablo 1 version.
That's not any fun.
But yeah, his kit is very, like, newbie friendly as far as understanding how he plays, but actually utilizing him properly takes a bit of intelligence. Because he's so straightforward, you know, he has obvious glaring issues. Like if he was to come up, like Brian was saying, a tracer, she could just kite around him in circles all day, and he would never touch her. Unless he picks certain talents intentionally to fight her. Which, you know, if you were any good, that's what you would do. But she would still give him a hell of a time. And if she's a really good tracer, he's probably not gonna he's not gonna beat her, I wouldn't think. But now, like, he had that brief period of time where he was like really viable, which was like a week, and then people figured out how to play against him, and they became unviable for the longest time. The troll pick. And now I can actually see him being pretty good. Especially if you get somebody who's really strong as Medivh. But I don't know many people that are strong with Medivh.
Is Aberthur still one of those, like, meh picks at the moment? Or did they finally adjust him?
He's gone through so many, like, minor ups and downs, you know, because they would, like, overpower his mines a little bit, and he would just, like, surge in popularity. So then they would nerf the mines down, and then buff his spike damage just minorly, and that would, like, he's in that, like, really weird spot that if you tweak him just a little too much, he gets really strong. If you cut him a little too much, just like a little bit, then he gets really weak. So he's just like in that really weird middle ground right now.
Well, he's a really weird hero in general. Like, there's
Yeah.
never been a game that's had a hero like him.
And that's what I say. Like,
I mean,
the biggest drawback about Heroes of the Storm is that they just have like this archaic or really bad method of matchmaking. It still happens in ranked. You know, people don't feel like they're at my skill level when I play ranked. You know, in Overwatch it felt pretty decent actually. I was kind of surprised how well it felt for my skill level.
it's even better now. Like, they've tweaked it so much, it's even better now.
And I just don't understand why they can't pull the same thing to Heroes. Because that's the biggest issue I have with the game is I jump into Diamond, you know, where I'm at. Well, I'm not sure where I'm at now. I haven't done my placement yet. But I jump into Diamond, and people feel like they're bronze, maybe silver sometimes. Like the way they play is not cohesive with the team. They don't communicate. They don't follow their
Well,
lanes.
think about it. Even in League, people got carried. People got boosted.
Yeah, and that's probably like an overriding concern that I've had where I've watched a lot of people who get into Master, Grandmaster, and they're playing with other people that are significantly better than them, getting carried in duos and getting boosted, like you're saying. So it's definitely a viable concern that I think would best be addressed by just making that solo queue experience just solo queue. No duo queue. Anything past duo queue
I
is
think
team queue.
I was gonna say, as far as Overwatch is concerned, it's a lot harder to carry, you know, to actually boost people.
Well, I certainly didn't do a very good job of, you know, I only managed to get to like rank 47, I think, which is nowhere near the top brass. But I didn't invest tons of time into Overwatch either.
I was in the 60s, and I didn't play very much.
So yeah, it's like I don't have a natural proclivity for being good at FPS. Never really been that good at FPS.
I've not played it a whole lot, due to the fact that WoW's now out, but I have been playing it on and off. I'm in a tournament a week from today, so I should probably play it this week to kind of get some of the dust and the bugs off.
There's something very satisfying in that game about the Roadhog though. I don't know what it
Oh
is,
yeah, I love fucking Roadhog.
but just
He's
like
a blitzcrank on crack.
landing that hook and then just like using your big load of a shotgun right in their face. It's comical.
We must bolster our ranks. Seek out the withered and
I had a Zarya
I will
that ulted an entire team the other day. I got on to play a few matches and decided like, oh, you know what? Like, I always play Reaper. I'm gonna play fucking Reaper because I'm not playing a while. Well, she ults the entire team right as I had shadow stepped up on top of the building. So I looked down, and all 6 of them were in the Zarya ult. So I was like, okay. I jump off the building, hit my ult, and like got a team kill. I was like, that's amazing.
That hero's really strong too, Zarya. She's getting
She
added
really is.
to heroes, I think, in the next cycle.
That's gonna be scary.
Yeah, they've added so many, like, really strong heroes lately. Like you were saying about Abathur being so unique, they continue to bring pretty unique characters. I mean, you add like Gul'dan to the mix. They have a lot they have to kind of shoehorn in there to make it
Be careful.
like what you would expect them to be. But overall, their character design is really good. I do enjoy the uniqueness of the characters, but just like any other game, it gets that meta kind of feel to it, where people, obviously Greymane or whoever has like a little bit of an advantage, so they're constantly played and competitive. Which I don't know if any amount of balancing will ever fix that issue, because the meta is mostly something designed by the player base and how the player base wants to play the game.
Well, the meta for Overwatch competitive has actually shifted
Our
this
isolation has ended.
season. Last season it was a two tank, two healer thing. Now it's a one tank, one defense, two healers, and two offense.
But from what I was seeing, the way that things were shaking up in the competitive scene was that the higher up you went, the less defense people was playing,
Why, hello.
and it was shifting more towards offense users.
Anar amenos.
Well, it all depends on you. Depends on what tanks you have. If you've got a Reinhardt, most people are going to play three offense and two healers. If you've got a Diva, you're probably going to have somebody picking a Roadhog or a Winston or a Zarya to kind of complement them. And then, you're going to have on top of that like a 76 and a Genji or Farah and, a Genji or something to that nature.
Tell the lad.
I'm guessing Brandon just got like full DC'd.
Apparently.
So what I if I saw the enemy team had a Reinhardt, first thing I'd do, get into a good choke point and get on Bastion and blow up that shield to slow them down from moving forward, just, forcing progression. Obviously, Bastion is one of the most niche heroes, or niche heroes, I would say.
He's very he's like you've got to have the perfect map for him or the perfect team centered around him. Definitely.
That I don't remember what the map's called. It starts out as a capture point, turns into the push the objective truck. It ends inside that building. Um, Fuck, what is it? Can't remember what it's called. I want to say El
Hollywood.
Dorado, but it doesn't sound right. It's the darker one.
Hollywood.
Hollywood's really like, isn't that the like desertish, or is that Route 66? That's Route 66.
That's Route 66.
So it's been so long since I've played. I can't remember the damn map name.
Hollywood's
I
the
don't
one
think
where
it's
you gotta
Hollywood.
capture the point,
It could
and
be.
then you move the payload through the western scene, and then into the building, and you finally end in this giant room with like stuff.
Oh, it's not that one. Um, it's like the beginning of the map. the truck is right outside. Or no, wait. I think I might be mixing two different ones.
I know which map you're talking about now. It's kind of like a modern city map.
Yeah, like the offense team starts in like a cathedral-looking thing,
Yep.
and
Yeah, I know which one you're talking about. I can't remember the name of it.
you gotta get through that one area that has kind of like the gate. Not it's not a gate, but it's got the wall.
The one choke point's a wall with a giant hole in it, basically, and there's a
Yeah,
room off to the right.
yeah. There's like a big statue or something in the middle that has a little cubby under it. Anyway, well, like when you're progressing, now you know which one I'm talking about. You're progressing to the finish point right when you get into the last area, the building or whatever. There's that first left turn, and there's that opposing wall on the like on the far side that you can siege up into as bastion, and they don't really have an opportunity to really get behind you. And like that's like the best choke point I've come across using him, where I completely just halt all progress every time I catch the teams there. Because they got to come around that corner. There's no way to get behind him other than like like a super badass Genji breaking through the lines, or a Reaper teleporting like sneakily around or something like that. Something like of a different, like a higher skill. But that's pretty much like the only entrance that I've seen. I don't. There might be hidden entrances, but I've never seen it.
My favorite pastime on Reaper is getting around and killing Tor and Bastion, and they don't even know I'm there. Like, that's the greatest thing.
Yeah,
It's like, oh, you switched to Bastion and you're set up right here? Well, give me a minute. I'm gonna go over there. I'm gonna go kick your ass.
but I think Roadhog's probably the guy I get the most enjoyment out of playing.
There's something to be said about hooking somebody when they're middle of their ult and then just shooting them once and watching them die.
Yeah, it's like so useful too. Like you're saying like with the alts, uh, Farah flies up, activates her justice ult or whatever it's called, and you're just like, nope, hook her down and shoot her. Oh, it's so good.
Dude, I had Farah jump up one time and I just knew she was gonna ult. So I threw my hook and like it got halfway to her and all of a sudden I heard, Justice! Ah, she dies. I'm like, yeah, that's good. I like that. Like, that's good stuff right there. Like, sometimes the way people play, you're like, oh yeah, you definitely have your ult, you're definitely wanting to use it right now, so I'm gonna put a stop to that right this second.
What the hell is going on?
What'd you do?
I joined an instance, and I'm tanking, and I'm probably gonna die.
Tanking on your warlock?
Yes.
Or are you playing your druid?
I'm on the warlock. I saw the tank run through. I guess I wasn't paying like the most attention because I'm talking. Tank ran through, aggroed some stuff, and just kept on running and ignored the aggro. And we pulled aggro on it.
Well, if you had a good healer, they would keep you alive.
Yeah, I probably wasn't in range.
I need high mountain salmon, but there's like no high mountain salmon pools anywhere.
Oh, alarms, go away. teleportation
I
is
really
completely
hate
off.
the cats in this game. The fucking all they do is pounce. Oh god, that's annoying. Especially when you're a melee.
I don't know. I think it's worse of the caster. Almost get it off, and they're behind you. Fuck.
Oh well, yeah, I guess I can see that. See, the ones I always fight always jump like in front of me.
Completely out of my rhythm. Discipline Priest almost out damaging me. Need to pick this up.
Disc is pretty ridiculous. I'll admit that. Like, it's kind of scary how much damage they actually do. I mean, I understand the fact that that's what they have to do in order to be able to heal, because you really don't do any healing aside from that. You have Shadow Mend, which is literally your only heal, and if you gotta spam it, you're in trouble beyond trouble.
Oh, they got Shadow Men and they got that instant cast thing that gets more expensive the more people that are affected by atonement. They got their bubble that doesn't heal. And they got that other bubble that doesn't have a cooldown that has a cast time. That I don't think stacks with their Power Word Shield. I don't remember though. Of course, I'm just speaking from the level 92 experience.
I like how quick the world quests are. Like, something's got 2 hours left, you know, and you can still do it.
Mm-hmm.
Still kind of crazy how much DPS tanks do.
Oh, you don't tell me about that one. I know.
I'm not a fan of how I have to choose to either be a single target damager or an AoE damager. I mean, I just don't see why Spec can't do all of it, just with different flavor compared to its other versions of Specs. But That's the system they went with, so my complaining is not going to change it.
I came out to do this Majestic Elderhorn Royal quest, and it's like, this boss is annoying as fuck. Like, he's super fucking easy, but he's just annoying as fuck. There's like fucking 12 people out here doing that. I'm like, okay, this is cool. Except for the fact that instead of 9 million HP, he now has 40 million HP.
No longer.
By the way, Steven, dungeons all scale now, so I can go into a dungeon with you at 110, and I'll see 110 mobs, and you'll see mobs at whatever level you are. So if you need help with dungeons or anything, just feel free to hit us up. I don't know how much you actually know about the expansion.
Continue the ritual. I will handle these fools.
Of course, he might not even be here. I don't know.
Just you wait.
Oh, they aggroed the boss, and I'm way the fuck away.
There's no escape.
People are so impatient. They get everything done so fast.
Just you wait. There's no escape. The waters rise.
Now,
Hey, there you are.
Just you wait.
it is muting itself. It's doing that shit that it was doing a while ago. Do you remember that? Or just like kept muting?
Too much to handle.
Yeah, I wonder if you don't have another program that does it somehow.
A storm is gathering. Can you feel
Well,
the winds?
I think that streaming is killing me here. I've also never done this on heroic, so
Keep it running.
Lady Hate Coil was not nice to me.
Oh, I have a char.
Let's try that.
Everybody's hating their heroic Ivachar group today.
Oh yeah, like still, none will be worse than mine. I've literally never been so happy to be out of a group.
Well, what happened to me was that they started the fight before I was anywhere near. I started running over, got there, started doing the damage, and I got thrown up in the air by a tornado, and then on my way down, she electrocuted stuff, so I got electrocuted and stunned. And then she started I just started spinning in circles, and the next thing I know, I was dead. It's like, I don't know what just happened.
You got rigged.
Well, that much I did notice, yes. I just noticed now, apparently I've been streaming on YouTube or Facebook this whole time. Somehow it got reactivated.
So you've been double streaming?
Yes. Which is why
Yeah.
everything
you
was
like it.
kind of choppy.
Yo,
Yeah.
dog, I heard you like streaming, so we got some streaming for your streaming.
Yeah, I was like, why am I getting like this little bit of delay? What's this? What the hell's going on? And I look, I'm like, oh look, that Blizzard freaking live stream thing is active. Even though it's at the top of my screen this whole time, wasn't really paying any attention to it. It's like, oh well, that explains it.
Ooh, I like these Karen Tour dailies, or World Quests, they're easy.
Yeah, they're super easy. The Enigma one or the Bubble one.
It's the Enigma one.
There's a second Bubble one up right now too over in Surmar. It takes even less time than the other one does. It's actually really easy.
Must have already done it, because it wasn't up for me. Like, this quest has a little over an hour left on it, so I'm trying to bust all these ones out.
Yep.
Damn wind, man. Jesus, keep blowing me into the fucking pools. I'm looking like a total scrub lord. Eating all this damage.
Well, I like the Murky quest. That's like one of my favorite quests.
I managed to get the only loot that I ever get in here. Jewel of Victory.
Maybe.
Meanwhile, this other dude got an 850 heroic Titan forged item.
What's his name?
The guy that got it,
Yeah.
Valash.
Some, like, literally you said that, and somebody in Guild linked a 850 Titan Forge item. Like,
Yeah.
so I was like,
Got a tempered egg of Serpentrix. 1233
this is a
agility.
Corrupted Starlight.
I'll take some 850 gear anytime they want to give it to me.
Dude, so will I. All I get's 840 gear from my mythic runs. I'm like, this is fucking horseshit.
I haven't even done one of those. I'm afraid.
If you take a group of people that you know, it's definitely a whole lot easier. But I've plugged quite a few of them.
I tell you, not really impressed with the drop rate of these fatty bear steaks.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Eggs, glitter on the ground, 100% loot rate. Oh, awesome. Fucking drops from these bears about 15%.
Yep. I pulled a group of like 7, and they didn't drop a single fucking one.
Okay.
You know what else is gay? I can't use my Fight Master's Whistle in combat. I'm like, let me just stun the motherfucker, use the whistle, and be gone. realize high mountain salmon was just the fish that you fish up. I've been looking for fucking pools. So I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna fucking cast and see what I get.
They're not pulls forward at all.
Nope. It's just one of
Lame.
those fish.
I'm not looking for the ancient high mountain, are you?
No, just high mountain salmon.
There's a world quest for regular salmon.
Oh.
Did give me some cold river carp though. That's the one that gives 5 fishing skill when you throw it back.
Yeah, those ones that you throw back for skill are the ones that give you AP when you get your artifact.
Nice.
I got an item. It's a versatility ring. Fuck this game. Versatility ring plus mastery. It's like the worst of both worlds.
I got that BOA ring I got earlier. I sold it for 20k. The versatility one.
Sweet.
I bet somebody bought it for PvP.
Hey, Daniel Williams, what's up? Yeah, actually, I thought about that after I said, like, I have no interest in that stat. It's like, it might actually be a pretty good stat for me if I was going to PvP. And then I was like, well, my dots are only ticking for 1/1000th of somebody's HP. Maybe I'm not going to PvP right now.
Dad, I'm not playing games anymore because Mel Papa's gonna come pick me up.
Yes, they are.
I'm gonna play games for a little bit.
Okay. You do that. It's your day off, man.
I already played a little bit.
Go. You can play all you want.
No, I can't play because Mel Papa's gonna come pick me up.
They'll be here in a little bit, but they're not here right now.
But I bought every game I can play on Mel's phone.
You bought them all, huh? That sounds like you. You bought all the games.
Yeah, all of them on Mel's phone. But Mel said, "Hey, we ought to do that."
Yeah. I bet she did.
Yeah, she did that.
I just don't know what this tank's doing, man. Like, I guess it makes sense. Like they're trying to make things go a little faster, but they're like we're fighting the mystics and all that stuff before the wrath of Ashara. He's like aggroed all of them. So why? Why are we doing that? We're not going to gain that much time. Like I said, I'm not really paying that much attention to what's going on since I'm talking and all this shit, so I'm getting hit by like everything.
Yeah, but it's just a heroic. I wouldn't worry about it.
Yeah, it's not a raid. Shh, bub, calm down with that. Come on, man.
Press X to jump really high.
Okay.
Well, these things are not far. Too down.
I think my Facebook streaming thing like disconnected itself because the little thing went away completely. They were like, "Hey, you're not doing anything," so piss off. Yeah, I have definitely underperformed in this instance by a lot, but whatever. I'm a warlock. Nobody expects anything out of me anyway.
There's a memo PC. I
I
can
never-
play.
Womp womp.
Oh, I thought he was dead. Whoops. I thought the instance was over. I'm fucking gonna die. Oh, I didn't die. I got a freaking Titan Forged item for doing nothing. Oh, it's got versatility on it, thank God. My main stat.
You got that?
Not.
Yeah, you got that from killing that big bad guy.
Oh, wait. Did I get it? Yeah, I got it. I didn't loot the boss. And I got a belt, too. What the hell? How did I get that? How did I get that item? I'm confused. It's just giving me gear without looting anything.
Don't ask questions. Just go with it.
Oh, I'm totally leaving with it. This is my gear. He gave me 2 pieces of gear,
Must bolster our ranks. Seek
and
out
they're
the withered
both like PvP pieces. I think the game's trying to tell me something. Quit now. I guess they're not technically PvP pieces, but they got PvP stats on them. Affliction PvP stats, mind you. Because mastery for Destro is garbage.
Must kill it, or you.
Apparently, it's garbage for Elemental Shaman too.
Oh, my 815 cloak versus this 840 I just got. It's like, the 815 has 252 mastery, which, like I said, mastery is crap. And the 840 has also 252 mastery. But the main stat on the 815 cloak is 390 haste, which is great. Moves me up by 1% in my haste category. And the better cloak has 455 versatility, which gives me a 1.14 damage increase. So I'm not sure if 1% haste trumps 1.14% damage. The calculation would be probably negligible. Hmm. 840 belt. Definitely better than my 830 belt, except the stats. But PvP belt.
Dad, are you gonna miss me?
Am I gonna miss you?
Yeah, when I got to Mill Pebbles, you will.
Yeah, man. I'll miss you. You gonna miss me?
Yeah, I'll miss you too.
Man, that's great to hear.
Yeah.
The guild is
I will
surprisingly active
keep
for
this
this.
back to Mill Pebbles.
Alright, you take that bet.
I
Your pants dragging on the ground, man. How am I in combat? What the hell?
No, Steve is in carries it.
The real question is, did he take the direct portal there?
Probably. It's probably part of the quest line.
Don't sell that. Free champion gear.
Stupid high mountain salmon. All I'm doing is fishing up silver mackerel. I don't need 10 more.
Let's see, compare these stats. 665. Yeah, it's worth it just based off of that. See ya.
Trying this pet daily up here. It's only
The
up
pet
for
battle
another.
one?
It's only up for another hour.
Dude, those pet battles are fucking hard. The Wildlife Protection Force, is that the one you're doing?
Yeah. Now, these are both epic with 2,000 hit points, but there's only 2 of them to kill instead of 3. So I might have a chance.
What are they?
A hungry owl and a hungry rat.
So a beast and or a flying and a critter?
Yep.
I don't know that I've got anything for that. Most of my shit's elemental and mechanical. I do have a magic and a beast though.
I'm attacking with a grizzly squirrel, Chrominius, and a corehound pup. Because that's all I got.
I don't have a Chrominius. I need one of those. I've got the Corrupted Nest Guardian, the little XT, and the Panther Cub is usually what I use. I use the Panther Cub because he's got the Devour ability, and if he kills something with it, he gets healed.
Yeah, so does Chrominius.
Nice.
Well, my shitty squirrel lived through the whole first thing. Chrominius is super effective against this rat. See if I can do some damage. Oh, dude, that rat, the bird was a pushover. The rat is kicking my ass.
I still haven't really invested much time into pet battles in this game.
Apparently, they kept doing AoE splash because my corehound pup came out practically dead. Yeah, it didn't happen.
I want sandals with my black clothes. My black hot pants.
Josh, did you text your parents?
Yep.
Fucking Jews.
Yep.
They're coming to pick me up.
Oh, I think I'm gonna put some stuff in the auction house and end today. Got my first chaos crystal. Time to go see
Yeah.
what that sells for. There's no Orgrimmar portal here. Is there not an Orgrimmar portal in Dalaran? Or is it just in the Horde section?
It's probably in the Horde section.
Yeah, the Karazhan portal, pretty handy.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of that shit.
Yeah, there's the portals, okay. Orgrimmar. Now I got people finally joining in the chat, like right before I'm about to be like done. They're responding to my stream title. It's like, hey, are warlocks actually bad this expansion? And yeah, that's what they're saying. Yeah, they're bad.
There's been a consensus.
Yep, One guy agreed that they're bad. So I think our research is done.
This stuff sells itself.
Alright, Chaos Crystal, what are you worth?
350.
You are worth 1,200 gold.
Hell yeah.
Yep. I guess that's gonna be it. I'm going to cut it off here and say adieu.
Later, man.